Welcome to another episode of the Relax Just Love podcast, vegan edition. I have the pleasure to be sitting with the dope ass vegan. I love that name, dude.
Appreciate it.
So how people call you? Do they call you Joshua? Is that how they call you?
Yeah, Josh. Josh was fine, yeah.
Cool, because I like the dope ass vegan. I had to introduce you as that.
Me too. It's a cool ass name, right?
Yeah, agreed. Like I was telling you before the podcast, I don't know much about you. You commented on a couple of my things, and I don't know. There's something about you. I went on your page, I checked out what you were doing, and I think you're on a very, very cool journey right now. And
I appreciate it.
I wanted to take the time to speak with you because I got a feeling you're just a cool dude. So
Try to be.
I've seen some before pictures. How much did you weigh beforehand?
635 pounds.
635 pounds?
Yeah.
Jesus.
2 cheeseburgers away from 650, buddy.
Damn. How much do you weigh now?
239. Yeah.
239. So you lost just shy of 400 pounds?
No, I lost 425 pounds. Yeah.
That's damn. And did you lose that with a vegan diet?
Yeah, predominantly a raw diet. But yeah, and right now I'm alkaline. I lost my last 150 doing the alkaline diet. Yeah,
So,
alkaline way of eating.
And how long did it take you? How long you been vegan for?
A little over 5 years now. Yeah.
So it took you 5 years to go down, and you said you're at 239 right now?
Yeah, 239. Yeah.
Man, that's 425 pounds in 5 years.
And what's more crazy is that this is probably the thinnest I've been since I was 10 years old.
You were a big boy at 10 years old.
Oh my God. At 10 years old, I was 240, pushing 250.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a big guy. I've always been the big guy. My whole family is tiny. I was the only one that came out like a house.
Are you tall on top of that?
I wish. God, I wish. If I was 6 something, forget it. I would be a monster. But no, I'm 5'7", and then after I hurt my back, I'm probably like 5'6" at the most. Yeah.
Wow. So 5'6".
Yeah.
635 pounds.
Yeah. And I was perpetually in pain, perpetually sad, perpetually hungry. And what I used to do was I was a professional chef. I was a chef since I was 13. I was pretty much in the kitchen. So that's like having an addict in a drug addict in a drug den. I didn't know how to stop. And then it was just like just horrible things. I don't know. I say horrible, but to me, honestly, I feel like there were things that just I guess needed to happen in order for me to realize that I had to save my own life. I never really feel too down about my back or anything really. I just I try to maintain a positive mental attitude. PMA. I have it tattooed on me somewhere right here. So
I say that all the time. I have so many tattoos. I'm like, I swear, I have it.
It's somewhere around there. Yeah. I'm trying to get like you, my brother. Whew, I need more. I need more coverage.
They're everywhere,
oh my gosh.
They're everywhere. I only have my legs done. I just have one massive one on one of my legs, but then 3/4 of it is on one day. I'm due. I haven't
Yeah,
gotten
right.
tattooed in a few years now, so
I
I
think
need to
it's
do it.
time. Yeah, I think it's time, brother.
What made you go vegan?
um, honestly, what happened to me, I actually just talked about that in my lab. That's funny. Um, I was a chef's buyer for Whole Foods. I'm not sure if you know.
Yeah.
uh, and they used to send me to like slaughterhouses and stuff like that. I used to always get out of the slaughterhouse things because I always knew I had a vegan heart. I used to allow the toxic masculinity thing come into play and be like, oh no, I could never be vegan. Um, but my wife was actually the first person to tell me, hey, maybe we should try to be vegan. Let's try. It's wrong. To do the animals, blah blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, okay, and I brushed it off. I would say about 2 weeks later, I was sent by my job to a slaughterhouse,
Yeah.
and now I understand why there are no windows in a slaughterhouse. Um, let's just put it this way: I walked in there, and the smell was just outrageous, you know, and the we're both empaths, so the heaviness of that place, it was unbelievable. So I woke up and there's a young guy. You could tell he probably just started working there, and they wanted him to put down a pig. So you know how it goes. They have the air gun. He
Yeah,
goes
like
up
a
to,
nail. It's like the nail that sticks out.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. And he just walked up to it, and I could see in his face like he did not want to do it, you know. Um, so another gentleman came over, and without blinking an eye, batting an eye, nothing. Bam, right? Me and that young man both walked out of there in hysterics. He quit, and I quit the next day. Um, it was done. It was over for me. I set myself right then and there. No, I'm done with me. I'm done with all this stuff. Ever. That stuck for about a month. And then, stupid me, I went back and fell back. And then when I got hurt was really when everything really shifted because when I got hurt, well, let me tell you how I got hurt. The way I got hurt was I had a little dog, not the one that you see running around over here. I had a little Shih Tzu he was my guy. There's this big brother, and he was gonna jump, and there was like some spikes and stuff. So I went down fast to get him, and when that happened, I heard a pop, and in less than, I would say, 5 minutes, I was completely numb from the neck down. I was unable to move. They even had to intubate me because I even lost the capability of breathing on my own for a bit. Um, it was probably one of the scariest, but also life-changing in a good way. And
Mhm.
I know I say that and people always go, what? What are you talking about? I was moving a mile a minute. I was 600 pounds. I was running and going to die. I was honestly, I worked 2 jobs. I ate like crap. I never had time for my family, never had time for myself, never made myself a priority. And guess what? When you're stuck in a hospital bed for almost 9 months, you become your priority. You know what I'm saying? Like you become that priority. I almost died 3 times in the hospital. Um, the first time was when I first came in, just I couldn't breathe on my own. So they put me down for like, I would say almost 2 weeks. So I lost 2 weeks of my life. I didn't even know what happened. Then mind you, I was a 600-pound man. And they were giving me medicines for people who weighed average person, what, 150 pounds.
Yeah.
So they were giving me blood thinners for a 160-pound man, and I'm 600 pounds. So what happened? Caught a blood clot, ran from my leg up to my lung. It's called a pulmonary embolism. I actually died then. I was brought back. They paddled me and everything. That was fun. uh, and and you know, the way I feel is this, and most people don't understand when I say it, but this is how I feel. If it was not for that happening, I would not understand my purpose. And my purpose on this blue, beautiful planet that we take for granted is to show that a person who used to be a part of the abuse, that abused himself and his family, can change so completely, you know. And I'm not just talking about weight loss. Weight loss is just a happy extra to what I gained. And what I gained was a sense of purpose and compassion that most people that walk around this, you know, this world don't have. You know, I truthfully feel that if it was not for these unfortunate accidents that, you know, unfortunately, you know, sprinkled my life, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. And that, to me, the person I am now is very important, you know. So
What
that's what.
coming from all of that, what would
Mhm.
you, what's next? What's the next step in your life?
My next step in life is to one, become a greater advocate for animals, and also for the disabled, because I am unfortunately disabled. I see a lot of you know, a lot of injustice going on when it comes to animals and disabled people. It's kind of like where, you know, where we can be thrown away in the trash. We're less than, you know. And I'm not saying that everybody feels like that, but I've seen it. You know, I've felt it before. You know, and I feel that veganism is one of the only, well, veganism and fitness. That this is what I feel are the only places where, if you prove yourself, you roll your ticket. You roll your ticket. Like I know most people, they see me and they say, oh, you know, he's a big guy. He's you know, he's strong, whatever. Well, I use a lot of apparatus in order to move around. I use a wheelchair every once in a while when my legs just act funny, um, which is usually when it's cold. Um, and then I use a grandma walker to walk around. But for the most part, when I'm lifting or when I'm doing CrossFit, I'm either, you know, lifting the world off my shoulders, or trying to show people that what's your excuse? You know, you had a 600-pound cripple, you know, working out and trying to better his life. What's your excuse? You know, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I always see so many people. Like, I've had a few friends. Like, I have some large friends, um, and they all say the same thing. Oh, I don't want anybody to make fun of me, or I'm like, who the hell would make fun of a person who's actively trying to save their own life?
Nobody
like,
cares. I'll be honest
yeah,
with you. I've been in
I know.
gyms for 20 years. I could
Exactly.
not care less.
That's
I'm there
that
to work out. I'm not there to look at people. I do not give a fuck what the next
exactly.
person is doing. I'm working
Exactly.
out. I have things to do. I'm out, and it's the end of it. I don't care.
You know what the problem is that I feel like most people find reasons to talk themselves out of um, embracing the suck. That's what I like to call it, right? Because me personally, I've my first CrossFit like workout was quite possibly the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Mind you, I was an athlete in high school, played football, college, I played football, played basketball for my short stature. I was little. Um, I was always, an active person. So when I finally started feeling, good, really honestly good, I said, there's nothing to stop me. So just go, you know. I've never been one to be scared or, yeah, all the things. Hey, shut up, kid. Everything that I've faced in my life has prepared me for this journey. I guess it's like I wake up with just gratitude, and a lot of people they get up, they're like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm like, go, let's go, let's go to the gym. Let's do some bodybuilding. Then after that, I'll go at 4 o'clock and hit the CrossFit gym. Like, movement is life. That's what people forget. People don't understand that the more you move, the more you feel alive. The more you feel alive, the more you want to move. You know, and I feel that obesity and sickness and all that, it's just a how do I explain it? It's just a something that happens because you stop moving. You get comfortable in being lazy. And laziness is the true disease that we have to combat. It's like I remember from the age of like 21 to like I would say 32, I was completely stagnant. I did absolutely nothing. I went to work, came home, ate, slept, rinse, and repeat, you know? And now every day is a new day. It may be something different in the gym, but it's still a new day, and it's like people take their health for granted. And this is where this is where my stance is. Don't take your health for granted. Because when you do, everything that happened to me will happen to you. And that's what I'm trying to keep people from doing. Like I listen, I've gotten DMs from uh, you know, body positive people. I've gotten DMs from the fat acceptance, you know, and all they say the same thing, And me personally, listen, you wanna be fat, more power to you. Have fun with that, buddy. But that doesn't mean that I want to stay fat. That doesn't mean that I want to be unhealthy. It's like I feel like you see, like when body positivity started, it was for people who got maimed in war, got hurt, hurt their backs, like me. That's what that hashtag is for. I can't change what happened to me. I can't change my disability, but I can sure as hell change my weight. I can change that. You can most definitely change that. I went from 600 and almost 50 pounds to two something. And if I could do it, anyone can. I promise you. I promise you, anyone can. You know, I just feel that people make excuses about just wanting to be comfortable, and being comfortable is a quick way to die. It's the best way to live is to always try something new and to see what happens. Roll the dice, see what happens, man. Like Jeez.
I I say this all the time. There's if you asked me right now, every single thing I felt like doing, I've done it. There's new things I'm gonna want to do that I don't know that I want to do, but everything I've wanted to do, I've done it in the moment that I felt like doing it.
Look at that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, at least give yourself the chance to do the things that you want to do. You know, like my weight was a complete hindrance to my life. Like,
Of course.
seriously, it was like, and not even like it's funny. Like, people always say, "Oh, the physical aspect of it." No, 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 no. Physical is one thing, but the mental part that comes
Yeah.
along with it
Yeah.
is the real issue that we have to get down. You know, it's like, I remember there was things that I wanted to do. Like, I had opportunities to travel, I had opportunities to open up restaurants, and I could not. I
Yeah.
physically just could not, you know, and it hindered my life. You know, it really did. Like, I hate when people say, "Oh, my weight doesn't bother me." Of course it does. Of course it does. You may not feel it now. Look at me, for almost 35 years. I was maintaining, walking around 300, like almost 600 pounds at that point, maintaining. But who wants to maintain that level of health? I don't anymore. You know, I like where I'm at right now. I want to get down on maybe another little 20 pounds. So I can get the little rips and cuts like you guys, but you know, so I could be without a shirt too, you know.
Yeah, you could
You
do
know?
what we call a Will Brooks and just
I'm
take your
telling
shirt
you,
off all the time.
Will, I'm coming for you. I got these 1.5 abs right here, buddy. You know, but
You-
it's weird. It's weird, right? Like, people just don't understand, I guess, you know.
I want you to go back. You said something that I'd like to speak more about. You talked
Sure.
about DMs that you get from body
Oh yeah.
positive people. Explain to
Hmm.
because I know what those are. Like I know
Yeah.
what the term stands for.
Hmm.
But what do they say? Like what do you get hit with?
I get hit with, you shouldn't be using the body positivity hashtag. It's not for you. I was like, it's most definitely for me. It's for people who, you know, as I explained before, you know, I was like, what are you talking about? You can go to the gym and go run and go lift weights and lose 150 pounds and be fine. Me, I lost 425 pounds and I'm not fine, but I feel great, you know? And you're gonna tell me that I can't put that on my post? The hashtag was made for me. It was made for me, you know, like, and yeah, I get hate, I get like, oh, you know, why are you perpetuating this weight loss falsity? You're part of a cult, you know, veganism. Um, just the other day, I actually put up something this young man wrote to me out of the blue. Didn't I've never seen him ever
Yeah.
before. He was like, "Oh, why are you bashing meat eaters and all you guys are weak and unable to do all this, that. You know, the same stuff we always hear, you
So
know."
they're
So I was,
talking. He's saying that about vegans that we're weak.
yeah, that we're
Okay. Okay.
weak.
Yeah. Of course we are.
Yeah.
Of
And
course we are.
and it's so hilarious because it's like, you know, I get that a lot. Like, whenever I go, because, you know, whenever I go to the gym, I have to shout out my veganism. You know,
Yeah.
I put like, I have a shirt, you know, kill workouts, not animals, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And you know, it's weird how triggering that is for certain people. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not coming, excuse me, I'm not coming to trigger you. I'm just showing what I'm about. You know, I had this gentleman come over to me, and I'm on the curl machine, and he's like, "Oh, you know, you're a vegan," and I said, yeah. And he was like, oh, I wonder where you guys get your protein from. I was like,
Of course.
I said, wow, that's new. I never heard that one
Yeah,
before. So I just looked at him and I said, I get the protein the same way you get your protein. The only thing is that I cut out the middleman and I stopped killing animals.
Yeah, yeah,
And they just look at me like, what? And I was like, and he was like, yeah, but I hear that, you guys aren't as strong. As I curl 120 pounds in front of
yeah,
the man.
yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, I'm like, dude, I just did almost the entire rack. Like, what are you talking about? But it's fine. I'm always gonna get that, especially being what from my background. Like I'm I'm Puerto Rican and also Native American, so I get it from both sides.
Yeah,
Like my Puerto Rican side is pretty cool about it because as long as I can eat rice and beans, they're cool.
of course.
Well, rice and beans, you good.
Yeah.
But the Native side, yeah, they just look at me like if I'm weird, and I was like, hey, I'll be a hunter. I'll hunt for grapes. Like they're like, oh, but that's gathering. I'm like, hey, I'm gathering for me and I'm hunting for you. So it's all good. But me personally, I honestly could care less what people think. The way I feel is I was put on here to accomplish greater things than to be going back and forth, with some random that doesn't even know me. So I just laugh it off half the time.
It, I get those messages too, especially on my Facebook.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I
Mm-hmm.
have about 10,000 followers on Facebook and I don't
Oh.
use it at all. I don't play with it whatsoever because it's mostly people I know. It's
Oh,
mostly
okay.
people I've met throughout my life. I've met through fighting, through all that stuff, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't like to talk about my veganism with them because of those
yeah,
types of conversation.
yeah.
So
It's
I
hard.
started
Yeah,
an account that is just vegan. Nobody on my Instagram I know personally until I meet them on Instagram.
except for me. We
But I
friends
don't
now.
know. But none of them were friends before I
Okay,
started my Instagram for that reason alone. I did
got you.
not want to have to explain my choices every single
Mhm.
time because I don't know what insults people. I'm not the type to walk around. My best friend's not vegan. He still eats
Yeah,
meat. And
mhm.
honestly, I don't care personally. It's
Yeah,
him. If he's
yeah,
comfortable with that, he has changed the way he eats about half of what he used to just
yeah,
because of the way I eat. So I wouldn't be
mhm.
surprised if one day he'll just completely stop without me having to say a single word.
Yeah. It happens.
But I
Hmm.
don't know what triggers people when you tell them that you don't eat meat. I don't understand what is so. How do people take that personally? I don't understand it.
I I understand. I think a little bit. Maybe I can help with that. I feel this is what just what I feel that when they see someone who makes a choice, an active choice, an active moral choice, not to do any harm, for them, it puts a mirror up to them like,
Oh
why
yeah,
am I,
yeah,
why am I a piece of crap?
yeah,
And it's like, we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to be us. It's just like for me, I have plenty of friends that are not vegan, especially in the types of circles that we run in, like you're in the fight, in the fight sport, and I'm in CrossFit. CrossFit is world renowned for paleo. Like that is,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's what they do. That's what they,
yeah, yeah,
almost like a
yeah.
mantra for them. But I've noticed as of late that there's been a shift, you know, especially in my box. Like my box, there's a couple of other vegans. Love you guys, represent. And yeah, like they see how well we do. Like it's weird, man, because like when I'm in my regular life, like going around whatever, I look stiff, you know, look hunched. But when I'm working out, I'm just a different person. I it's like everything goes back to the way it should have been, you know. Um, my my whole way of equating, I guess, my life was, for a long time I was lost, right? For a long time I was lost in sadness because of, you know, my family, what happened to my family. Um, and I'll elaborate on that. My family was completely ravaged by cancer. I lost all of them, except for my older brother and my two baby brothers. All the rest are are gone, unfortunately. Um, Leukemia, liver, um, basically every rounding form of cancer I've had in my family. And unfortunately, I was also touched by that too. I'm living with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. For those of you who are not aware, that is a cancer of the lymphatic system. Um, it's a blood cancer. Um, for me, I decided to forego chemo. Um, and that was simply because my whole family did chemo and they're all not here. So I figured I'll try something different.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm going the holistic way, and it's been working for me. That was 5 years ago. So still here. I was supposed to be gone by now. Um, and it's crazy. Like the way they make you feel. Like this is exactly how it happened. December 24th, I got my results for, because I had a huge grapefruit sized lump on the side of my neck, which I didn't know because of this fine mane that I have here. I never I never really saw it until I had to cut it down a little for a I was actually doing a photo shoot for Blink Fitness,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm a model too. And and when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is really big, you know. So when I touched it, I knew instantly. Like I knew, I was like, okay. So I went to the doctor. They did a biopsy, which sucked, by the way. And December 9th, a day before my birthday, they called me in to come in and get the results. So I go in, and you know, the oncologist told me, Mr. Carrero, unfortunately, you have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's stage 4. We're gonna have to immediately get you into chemotherapy. We're gonna do 12 months of a year of chemotherapy. Uh, I sat back in my chair, uh, and like, give a person a chance to adjust to this news before you're trying to rush them into, you know, um, you know, something else. So I told him, I said, sir, I need to think about this because I've seen what your cure does to people. So he said, fine, fine, no problem. Take a week. Fine. So come back a week later, and I sit back and I tell him, no, I'm not gonna do chemo, sir. You know, this so-called doctor tells me, well, that's fine, Mr. Carrell. I don't need your business. So my life and everybody else's that you treat are simply for your
Making
the
money.
God. Yeah, So I was like, so I immediately listen. The way I'm a kid, I'm a dude from Brooklyn, New York. It took everything in me not to knock this old man clear into the next room because I was so upset. And the thing was, this is what made it even worse. It wasn't that I was upset about me. I was upset. I saw young people there, you know. I saw old people. Why are you forcing old people who are in the twilight of their life to actually have no life, none. You know, my mom, listen, if I was to tell you, my mom, my dad, my sister, her whole entire life was wasted because of chemotherapy. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. Hey, listen, if you're terminal or if you're doing really bad, hey, it's your decision. But for me, I'd rather go with a better quality of life. You know, like if I can get a good 15, 10, hell, 7 good years without the kind of pain that I saw my parents go through, my sibling go through, I'll be fine with that. I really would. I would be amazed by it. But I know that that's not what's going to happen because I'm doing well. But but it's just like, you know, we all have to remember that, you know, like with cancer, they're always trying to say, oh, it's about, you know, your, you know, how your family was, your hereditary or stuff like that. Okay, you can say that. Only 10% of that is true though. The rest, what was the common denominator? The way we ate.
Uh-huh.
We all ate the same types of food, you know, and you know, my family, like it sucks to say that I'm going to be one of the oldest people in my family. My mother died at 50, my dad died at 52, my sister died at 42, you know. My grandparents were the oldest, but they died in such a horrific way that it didn't make any sense, you know. Like my grandfather went from being I'm a carbon copy of my grandfather. This is my dad body, my grandpa's body, you know. And when we finally had to carry him out of the house, he was maybe 95 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a cure shouldn't kill you.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
medicine shouldn't kill you. You know, it's like I always tell people there's a cure for everything in this world. You just have to find the right combination of foods and herbs to accomplish. You know, so it's like I'm willing to put that to the test. You know, so it's like I just tell people to please, please, please take your health seriously. You know, because if you don't, then your health will do you in. You know, plain and simple. You know?
I always think about when I see people treating their body like a garbage, I always think about how they would treat their cars. They would never put garbage in their cars because they fully understand that that is not what the car needs to run properly. But yet they turn around and they eat all that junk food day in, day out, and they wonder why they get sick.
Exactly. Like it's so crazy, right? Like if I was to give you the rundown of the things that I had wrong with me before I took my health into my own hands,
Yeah.
I had type 2 diabetes. I had fatty liver, right? I had the early stages of kidney disease, early stages of heart disease. I had a lung that was under so much weight that it made it hard. Basically, I had COPD without actually having COPD. And it had to do with the amount of fat that was on my chest and on my diaphragm. Let me see. A horrible back, as you know already. Oh, I had my legs, my ankles, and my shins and my knee reconstructed because of the weight. You know, so it was like, and the minute I'm telling you, it was so crazy. Like the shift that came so quickly within 6 months, no more diabetes. The liver disease subsided, right? The asthma subsided, the COPD subsided. Everything got better. my high blood pressure gone, completely gone. Don't mind me, I'm sweating because it's hot as hell in this room. And it's just, I just tell people that your health is exactly what you eat. It is
You
exactly.
are what you eat. You
Yeah,
are what you eat.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like I like to tell people your health because people don't get you are what you eat.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. No. You will die. You will die early if you continue to eat the crap that they're feeding us.
yeah.
You understand? It's like this is the first generation
Yeah.
of us that we're gonna outlive our kids. That's horrible. That's unacceptable to me. Unacceptable. Because I have nieces and nephews,
Yeah.
and I want them to grow and be and flourish, make the world a better place. How are they gonna do that from a hospital bed?
They won't.
They won't. They won't. And that's why the world needs people like you and I. That yeah, we may not be, PC, and we may not be, me. I'm kind. I try to be kind. But
Yeah.
if I feel that you're taking advantage of your body and your health, I'll call you on it. I'll call you on it quicker than anyone you've ever seen in your
As you
life.
should. As you should.
Yeah.
Because maybe
Because
you'll plant a seed. Maybe
yeah.
you'll plant a seed. Let me ask you this because we're gonna run out of time here.
Okay.
I need to ask you one question. I always ask the same question before I end the podcast.
Sure.
If you could speak to your 14-year-old self, what would you tell him?
I would tell him, stop chasing this stupid ass girl. No, I would tell myself to continue to better myself, but to please, 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 first go vegan and get your family to become vegan, because I feel that saved my life. And I always wanted, I always think to myself whenever I do get down, which is not, not often, I always think to myself, what if I would have been strong enough to be a vegan at a younger age and got them to shift over,
Yeah.
And like imagine, I just imagine my parents still being around and my mom and my sister, But then I also say too, what I would also say is, man, if you're 14, put them weights up, buddy. Keep lifting weights, keep playing football, play, be healthy, man. Be healthy. Don't let this, this weight pile on, because like even 14, I was still huge, but it was still manageable. It wasn't 600 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would tell myself just to put my head down and just, go to the grindstone, do what it. And it's funny because I've always liked working out. It was just, I don't know. I got lazy, got depressed. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I got depressed, and now my what you call it, my mental health and everything. I find it in weights. I find it in sweat and blood. And it's like I tell people that, they're like, "Oh, that sounds horrible." I'm like, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's like one of the most freeing things in the world to be able to say to yourself, if something goes down, if something bad goes down, I'll be able to handle it. It's just reassuring to get this confidence that you don't have usually. So,
Totally agree with you, brother.
Stay here, bro.
I want to thank you for taking the time. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I really appreciate it. All the best. We'll speak again. I'll be in touch because I want to introduce you to someone, like I was saying earlier.
All right.
But thank you very much for doing this, man.
Same. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Stay here, brother.